Hey, how you doing, guys? It's KL, and I took a little break from some social media, but it was really just to take a step back and reevaluate what direction I'm trying to do the things that I do. Often, we can find ourselves stuck into regular modes, and we get on Facebook, get on Twitter, and all the other social sites, and we're pretty much do the same things every day. I had to take a step back and really say, wait a minute. I have a baby on the way. I have a wife that I have to take care of. I have a business that I have to run. And I have stories to write and books to sell. And I have to make sure that I am standing up to who the Lord has made me to be and doing the things that is pleasant in the sight of the Lord, not man. Too often we want to not offend and not disrespect anyone. So we tend to just kind of go along with things, say things, act in certain ways. That's not acceptable to God. And I had to check myself to make sure that I wasn't falling into that, because I never want to be judgmental or become hypocritical of someone else when I'm not checking myself. One of the scriptures I wanted to lean on today was Romans 12:2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. You know, we forget that many of us who run around calling ourselves Christians, who can't wait to toss the Lord's name on everything that we do, we forget that we are held to a higher standard because we chose to hold ourselves to a higher standard. The minute that you say, I am a Christian, or that God is the focus of my life, well, then that is the focus of your life. So it can't be what the rest of the world says is important. It shouldn't matter. So when you come on social network, and you're acting in ways that's completely anti the faith that you claim, your conversation, your language, the things that you do, yes, people are going to look at that and make judgments, right or wrong. And we need to check ourselves. And I needed to step back and check myself and say, wait a minute, am I connected to people who are elevating me to the place in the faith that I am trying to get to, or are they actually pulling me back to a life that I left behind me? And it's very subtle. We can sit and smile at each other and say, oh, that's my friend, that's my buddy online. When in actuality, most of the people that's in your social networks, you've never actually broke bread with. So then, are you connected to them for positive reasons, or are you connected to them because you like the numbers? And if you like the numbers, then you have to be concerned, because things that they post, that you read, that you then internalize, could have a long and lasting effect. And do they really understand what you're trying to do? Some folks are going to do what they do. I stepped back and I just really paid attention to my news feed. I didn't post. I took some time away. And I just really looked at what a lot of the folks on my news feed are posting. It's things that I just can't rock with. Now, deleting them? No. I'm not going to delete them, because I want them to be able to see the message that I am attempting to bring. I'm just not going to interact with them. I'm going to pray for them. And I'm going to keep that door open, because it's what Jesus did for me. So I'm not going to pass judgment to what's going on in their soul. They may be as mixed up as I was. But what I am going to be is a light for them. But I'm not going to engage or interact with conversations or anything that I know is not what I believe God would have me be connected to. And many of us need to really check ourselves. The jokes, the videos, the comments, how in one breath we're screaming, I love the Lord, and then the next breath it's 9,000 curse words, videos that make no sense, sexual and other comments that you know are unacceptable to the Lord, but yet it's, I don't want to offend this person, I don't want to offend that person, or I just enjoy it. Light and dark can't share the same place. And you can't have 1 foot in the pool and 1 foot out if you say you're swimming. You're either all in or you're all out. Well, I'm attempting to be all in. And so if you don't hear from me or we don't converse, you might want to check what you're posting. And if you want to have a conversation about it, I'm here to talk. Because all I can control is my walk. All I can control is what I do and what my family does. So in my household, we praise the Lord. And so if we don't talk because you just can't see that, or if after we speak you decide I'm a holy roller, if that's what you want to call me, and delete me, by all means. The week or 2 or whatever amount of time I took away from Facebook, I realized that, you know what? I don't know many of you. I would like to get to know all of you. But if you delete me, such is life. I got a wife to take care of, a baby on the way, books to sell, and stories to write. And I got a Lord to praise every day. I would love for you to come and join me. But if not, not a problem. I am back, and hopefully I can brighten up some folks' day. And if you want to find out how I got to this point, because I was one of the nastiest dudes on the planet, if you want to find out how I got to this point, by all means, reach out. Let's talk. Got a young man that's lost who just can't seem to get out his own way, or a sister out there who's lost and can't get out her own way, reach out to me. Check out my books, because my books talk about how I got to where I don't need those things. But if not, I wish you well, and I wish you do me the same. Also, one thing before I go, I want to give a big shout out to my sister Kizzy Hogan and her husband Dan Hogan. She's going through some things, but that sister right there, I have never sat with either one of them, but when I tell you, you can feel the love that is passed back and forth from our family to their family, and she's going through some things, but not once in all her troubles and her trials has she not been there for Tiff and I with a great word from the Lord. And she's been there for me for a few years now, and I wrote a note about her. She's one of those angels that the Lord sent to walk along with me. So sister, get better, get strong. I'm praying for you, and I thank the Lord for sending you to me. You have been inspirational in my transformation, and I will never forget that, and I will be there as long as I draw breath. So my prayers go out to you and your husband. And Dan, I've never met you, brother, but I can tell that you're a great husband. Keep doing what you do for your wife. We need more men like yourself out here doing the things that they need to do for the Lord. And for everyone else, have a wonderful day, wonderful week, and I pray the Lord grant you all the things that you ask. But first, do the things that he asked. Watch how he acts up. Take care. God bless.